Imagine unlocking the full potential of your mind, transcending the ordinary limits of human intelligence with a single pill. Step into a thrilling narrative filled with ambition, success, addiction, and danger. It's a cinematic journey that will leave you contemplating the true boundaries of human potential. The film introduces us to Eddie Morra, a struggling writer, who is mired in a deep creative and personal routine. His life is in chaos, and he's on the verge of losing everything. His girlfriend, Lindy, leaves him, telling him that she can't go on like this. They have many debts because Eddie Morra wasn't bringing in money. Eddie promises her that he will write a best-selling book, but Lindy tells him that she has been promoted to an editor assistant, and it's better for them to go their separate ways. Eddie's life takes a dramatic turn when he crosses paths with his ex-brother-in-law, Vernon Gant, a shifty character who introduces him to a revolutionary new drug called NZT-48. Vernon provides Eddie with a sample, and this is where the adventure begins. Eddie takes the NZT pill, and within minutes he starts experiencing a profound transformation. His senses become heightened, his memory is nearly perfect, and he gains an unprecedented level of focus and mental clarity. This enables him to recall past experiences and knowledge he thought he'd forgotten, reigniting his creativity as a writer. He also tidies up his apartment, reorganizes his life, and accumulates a wealth of knowledge across diverse subjects. This transformation stands in stark contrast to the disheveled, chaotic Eddie we initially encountered at the start of the film. Empowered by NZT, Eddie writes tirelessly, finishing a book within days that would have otherwise taken him years. He took the book to a major city publication, imploring the company's CEO to read the first 3 pages when she had a moment. When he got home, he received a voicemail from the company's CEO, telling him that he had hit the jackpot with that book and to call her immediately. As Eddie's abilities grow, he realizes that NZT is the key to unlocking his full potential. He begins to understand that this pill can change not only his life, but also the world as he knows it. Eddie goes back to his Lindy's brother, Vernon, and asks for more pills after he's already experienced the extraordinary effects of NZT. He sends Eddie to get some food and pick up his clothes from the dry cleaner. When Eddie returns, he finds Vernon dead on the couch. He calls the police and reports the murder, but soon realizes that the killer was after those drugs. So he starts searching the house with the hope of finding them before the police arrive. He discovers the pills in the oven just as the police arrive at the door. Eddie is questioned about the committed crime. He tells them that he's just an old friend they haven't seen in a while. He is the prime suspect, but without evidence, the police release him. Every time he took the pills, his vision became much clearer. He changed his appearance, learned to play the piano in 3 days, and won massive sums of money in poker games. He was in the spotlight because he always knew everything about any topic being discussed. He remembered everything he had ever seen or heard in his life perfectly. And he changed his lifestyle, getting to know important and powerful people. Eddie starts using his enhanced intellect to excel in the stock market. He makes highly profitable investments, demonstrating an astonishing acumen for numbers and trends. As he accumulates wealth, his financial success becomes the talk of the town. Although he was making significant amounts of money, it was never enough. He doubled his money from one day to the next, but it still wasn't sufficient. He needed a larger sum to invest, but the banks wouldn't lend to him. So, he borrowed 200,000 euros from a gangster to invest. As a changed man, Lindy, his ex-girlfriend, agreed to go out with him again at a Spanish restaurant. He ordered in Spanish to make a better impression, and Lindy was shocked by the new Eddie. She was seduced by his behavior and attitude, so Eddie is lucky tonight. They are back together and very happy. He had made millions of euros investing in the stock market, and the word had spread quickly. The CEO of the largest stock exchange company wanted to meet with him. They arrange a crucial meeting where Eddie captivates those at the table with his knowledge of the stock market, explaining how he built his wealth. Eddie's financial wizardry catches the eye of Carl Van Loon, a powerful and influential businessman. Van Loon sees potential in Eddie's abilities and offers him a huge opportunity to collaborate on a major business deal. While walking home, he realized that he couldn't remember the last 2 hours of his life and how he ended up there. These were signs that the pill's effects were wearing off, so he took another one. A group of people started taunting him on the subway. He didn't know how to fight, He quickly recalled all the action movies and instructional videos on fighting he had ever seen on the internet and defeated them all. Once again, he blacked out, unable to remember the last 18 hours of his life. Eddie's life appears to be perfect, but the cracks in his newfound success begin to show. He becomes addicted to NZT, experiencing withdrawal symptoms when he doesn't have access to the pill. His overconfidence leads him to make risky decisions, which puts him in dangerous situations. The next day, he had to prepare reports and analyses for Mr. Vincent, but there was a problem. He had run out of pills, so he couldn't make sense of anything he was reading. Eddie called Mr. Vincent's assistant to cancel the presentation, but he couldn't succeed. During the meeting, he stumbled over his words, and his boss was very disappointed. The TV caught his attention. It featured a girl with whom he had a one-night stand. He had gone to a club, met a girl, and they had headed to a hotel room, but he couldn't remember what had happened there. The uncertain situation made him wonder if he had committed a crime or if someone had framed him for it. Confused and disoriented, he apologized, went outside to vomit, and then left for home. While in the park, he receives a phone call from a man nearby, so he runs to save his life. That man was sent to collect the money he borrowed from his boss. In the end, he is confronted by the boss himself. They go to Eddie's apartment and the gangster finds the last pill Eddie had and takes it. They then head to the bank to withdraw the money to pay off the debts. Helpless, he goes to Lindy and confesses everything, telling her he is very sick and needs the pills he had hidden at her place. She goes to get them, and on her way to Eddie, she is followed by a man who wants the pills. He chases her in the park with the intention of killing her if she doesn't give him the drugs. She is on the phone with Eddie, and with no other solution, and the man closing in on her. Eddie tells her to take a pill to know what to do. The pill takes effect quickly, and now she knows what to do. She manages to escape from the man. They both wake up in the same room, and Lindy leaves him, feeling betrayed because he had lied to her. In order to get the gangster off his back, he constantly provides him with pills, even though he has paid off his debts. The drug was no longer available on the market, so he paid a scientist €2 million to reproduce the pills. He was at the peak of his career, bringing in hundreds of millions of euros to the company. He had meetings with highly influential people everywhere. Nothing could go wrong. He took a pill a day, maintaining his abilities at their peak. He even reached an IQ of 1200. As Eddie's success and influence grow, so does the intrigue and admiration of those around him. He moves into a luxurious penthouse, dresses impeccably, and revels in his newfound status. Eddie, who had achieved incredible success and intellectual prowess through his use of NZT-48, found himself in a precarious situation. The drug had brought him wealth, success, and influence, but it had also attracted the attention of powerful figures, including a mafia boss. As he attempted to distance himself from the gangsters who constantly demanded more pills, the mafia boss sent him a gruesome warning to remind him of the consequences of refusing their demands. The warning came in the form of a gruesome package, a box containing body parts from an individual who had met a grisly end. Accompanying the horrific package was a chilling message that explicitly threatened Eddie's life if he failed to deliver the pills. The atmosphere is charged with suspense as the gangsters arrive at Eddie's home unannounced. They are a menacing presence, and their intent is clear. They want more of the valuable drug, and they are willing to use force to get it. Eddie, despite his extraordinary intellect while under the influence of NZT-48, is in a perilous situation. He's up against ruthless individuals who are determined to extract what they want. The confrontation becomes a high-stakes battle of wits, as Eddie must use his intelligence to navigate the dangerous scenario. Eddie's home, which had been a place of refuge and success, becomes a battleground where the tension is palpable. The gangsters' demands are unrelenting, and the scene is fraught with the uncertainty of how Eddie will handle this dangerous confrontation. In the aftermath of the showdown, Eddie recognizes the dire predicament he's in. He's dealing with ruthless individuals who are relentlessly pursuing the NZT-48 drug, which he possesses. As a result, he must reevaluate his approach to navigate the treacherous circumstances. Eddie's ability to outsmart and neutralize the threats, including the gangsters. In the end, Eddie revives his relationship with Lindy, which had been strained by tense circumstances and secrets. Furthermore, he utilizes his enhanced intelligence to bring significant financial benefits to the company.